everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of my Spooktacular Halloween series. I have a couple of fun and easy Halloween DIY crafts and a quick apartment tour. Sadly, I didn't film the entire thing with all the lights that I use, but I was able to capture a few things that I did to make my apartment spooky ooky. And if you like this video, please click that subscribe button down below and click the bell notification button so you can be notified each time I post a new video. So as you saw earlier, I added a few things to my Happy Halloween photo backdrop with some handy cutouts I got last year. I also added some bat fabric hanging from my window, and thank you to my boyfriend's mom for giving me that fabric. I also completed my cupcake Halloween table with the candy bowl we made in the last video and added a plate full of spooky cookies and added some glow-in-the-dark trinkets. I also changed the lights in my lamp to orange and added jack-o'-lantern balloons to bring it all together. I made these enter if you dare signs with old signs I had lying around, with one listed with 2 signature drinks of skeleton blood and witch's brew, which I found these small projectors from Dollar Tree. I will show you how I made these signs and more coming up. For my first craft, I used some paper, tape, a ruler, pencil, and some scissors. I measured out some strips on the paper using the ruler and cut along the lines. Once you have the colored strips, take one of the colors, loop it around where both ends meet, and tape it together. Then you'll have a small circle. You can also use staples or glue, but I found that clear tape worked easier for me. Next, take another strip of a different color, loop it around, and keep going until you have your desired length. This is a great alternative to streamers if you have some colored paper lying around. For this one, I used 3 red plastic cups, which I decided to paint black. I also added some black paint and water to the insides and swirled it around to give it a more spooky, smoky look. I let the cups dry overnight and painted some foam board, which I'll be gluing the cups to. I used a mixture of tacky glue first, and then I went in with some hot glue and pressed that onto the board. Mixing in some orange paint and some white paint into small bowls with a tad bit of water, I splatter painted the color onto the board. If I did this project again, I would definitely recommend doing the splatter paint last and adding any words you want on the board first before gluing the cups. I had a difficult time maneuvering around the plastic cups that were glued onto the board. And if you're painting indoors, don't forget to add a sheet down to protect the surrounding areas, because the splatter paint will go everywhere, and I mean absolutely everywhere. I spelled out the words skull toss and giant block lettering, which I filled in with some red acrylic paint. I went over that about 5 to 6 times to get a deep red look, and then I went in with this white marker to outline the letters to make it really pop. I again recommend doing this first before adding the cups, because it was really difficult to paint with the cups in the way. And here's what it looks like on my wall. It's super cool, and I put some masking tape behind it, and you can just go ahead and put little skulls in it and use it as a skull toss. I'm really bad at it though. For the last DIY I have for you, I have some old inspirational quote canvases I had and painted them. For this one, I used a silver gray color, and I only had to go over it about 2 times. I wasn't sure what I was going to write on it, so I ended up writing and erasing some lettering I did with a marker. But the cool thing about canvases and acrylic paint is that you can keep layering it on without it looking cakey or looking off. So then I finally decided to go with enter if you dare and pick your poison, which my poison was off center and I had to redo it and put it where I wanted it to go. I added in little arrows at the bottom which designated which drink was which. And to make perfect little boxes, I used painter's tape and made 2 segments, which I filled in with some black paint, and used a thin paint marker. I wrote in the names of each drink. I bolted in the lettering, and I lost the footage of the final step, which is where I splatter painted some red paint to look like blood on the painting. I had some arrow decor lying around that I covered in painter's tape and colored in the back with black paint. I removed the painter's tape and I painted the arrow orange. I had to go over it about a couple times as well because it needed to be deeper. And then I added enter with some black paint as well. and then splatter painted the entire piece with red and water and used a large brush and kind of just chucked it at it. And here's the final product. Thank you so much for watching my part 2 Halloween DIY video. I really hope you liked it, and if you did, be sure to check out my other videos for more crafts. And don't forget to subscribe. I hope you have a spooktacular Halloween season, and I can't wait to see what else we create together. Have a wonderful day, everyone.